Hey everybody, welcome to a very new and special episode called Building... Hey everybody, welcome to a very new and special series called Building Zelda. This is the series where I am building a Link to the Past adventure map. As you can see, I have my new shaders here with me. These are going to make the landscapes and everything look really cool. Right now it just makes it look really washed out, but trust me, when the color pops in at the end of this time lapse that you're going to see here, it's going to look really cool. But you're not here to really listen to me talk, so I'm just going to cut straight to the chase. This is not your average Link to the Past recreation. I'm actually doing it in the kind of Twilight Princess Ocarina of Time, 3D Zelda-ish kind of style. So it's going to be big, it's going to be epic, it's going to be cool, and it's going to look awesome. As you can see, well, you can get a hint of it in this upcoming time lapse, where we're going to build Link's house, starting right now. And we're going to do this via time-lapse, and I'm going to narrate what I'm doing on screen. So right now I'm laying out the bedrock. Now the bedrock is about 10 blocks below 100, so it's about 90 blocks up in the air. This is the area where you start out in the game. It's going to be Link's house. Here I am roughing out the east side of the kind of plains area. Now you can see me start to rough out where the river is going to go. Now the river is actually going to be a large cliff, unlike in the game, which it's more like a trough or something like that. So now I'm going to add the land over the top of the bedrock here, and I'm using stone voxels to do that. Everything's going to start out completely flat, and then we're going to use some effects brushes to put in the hills. Now we're going to start building the hill on which Link's house rests. Now I'm using the lift brush, which is /BE lift. Now that lifts the surrounding terrain, and it kind of helps get rid of large flat surfaces on grounds or cliffs. Now I'm using the melt brush because I realize I overdid it. So I'm melting the land back down here to a height of about 4 blocks above the initial landscape. The reason being because I don't want the hill to be too large. I want this place to be pretty tame compared to some of the other areas we're going to build later. That stone pillar is going to stand for probably the center or the front of Link's house. Now you can see the hill kind of becoming roughed into shape. I'm using the BE fill brush to pull out the land there. That basically erodes the land by creating more blocks, and it's useful for gradual slopes. Now, you can also see me kind of push the land in a bit from time to time. That is the BE melt brush. That basically creates steeper slopes than the fill brush. Now I'm adding more land around the surrounding area. Now this is just landscaping for the trees that go in around Link's house. I'm also using the BE smooth brush to smooth out that land and to make it look a little more natural. It basically gets rid of rough edges while maintaining a natural look. Now over here I'm creating the hills to the south that block the way to the swamp. And I'm using the blend ball brush. Now you can get that by typing /BBB. Now the blend ball refines the shape of the mountain. It basically erodes it to give a very smooth shape. Now this is too smooth to look realistic, so I use the fill and the melt brushes in combination with the smooth brush to rough out the land and give it a more natural shape. In certain cases, I also use the /BRE brush. Now this is a randomly erode brush. It just basically randomly erodes what you click, and it kind of helps give a more natural shape to the landscape as well. Now here I'm using the overlay brush. You can get to this by typing /B over, and it basically lets you paint over surfaces with a specified depth with a different material. To set the depth, you type /B over D and then the number. The overlay brush comes built in with a handy detailing feature that will only paint the surfaces below where you're right-clicking, which is useful for making beaches. Now I'm adding grass with the overlay brush, and that's going to have a depth of 1. Now we're completely finished, and you can see the landforms take shape, especially when the camera angle comes around here. You can already see Minecraft animals spawning. which is really an interesting side effect that I didn't intend or expect. And there you have it, Link's Meadow. Hey everybody, look what I found. It's a horse. So as soon as we started laying down the dirt and the grass, animals started spawning. And it's really interesting that the horse actually spawned too, because I thought those only spawn in specially generated plains biomes instead of ones I create myself. So, I don't know, make of that what you will. And of course we have cows and chickens and pigs and sheep and all that stuff. And this is going to be the side of Link's house, this pillar here. And you can see the pathway to the swamp over there. Up north is going to be the castle, cliff face with the river. And you can see this is going to be a bigger project than just, the one-to-one tiles that you'd see in other mods. So yeah, we're actually going to try to make this more realistic in kind of a video gamey kind of sense. So yeah, that's about it for me. I am going to get out of here. Next time we'll probably build Link's house. So that's great. We'll get an idea of what the architecture is going to look like. I'm going to try to keep it close to the game, but also build it out bigger than what is in the game. So you have that to look forward to. If I've earned your subscription, go ahead and click that subscribe button below. Also hit a like. Those really help us out. And we will see you next time. So auf Wiedersehen, arrivederci, hasta la vista. Good night. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know what you think. I really, really want to hear what you guys have to say about this because, this is a project that I've been trying to start for a while and it really means a lot to me. As well, I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out to Herobrine the Gamer and Ferruccio for keeping me company in the Twitch chat. I stream these building sessions online at twitch.tv/SWChrisMC. So go ahead and follow that channel to get an email every time I start streaming. Also, big thanks to Bogus Red from bogusred.net. She gave me permission to use her music for the introduction. So I really like that music because it's basically a thematic cross between the Ocarina of Time intro and the Link to the Past music, which is exactly what I'm going for with the building scale of this. I want it to be an open 3D world like Ocarina of Time was, but I also want to appeal back to that nostalgia of Link to the Past. Anyway, I'm not sure how often I'm going to be doing these. I'm pretty doubtful it's going to be weekly, but I'm sure going to try. My life is pretty busy right now, but if you want to be notified every time I upload an episode, go ahead and hit subscribe, and I'd really appreciate it. That really helps me out and helps spread the word to everybody else.